Hello coaches, I'm going to attempt to show you how to seed a meet. So the first thing you do is go to our Team Unify site and you log in. You guys should be getting over the next few days a login to be a super user. And so once you log in, you will click on events at the top and you will see our dual meet at Del Prado. You will click edit commitments and you will see 4 tabs up here. Right now I'm on athlete sign up, and so I can see myself because I'm in as a board member and my 2 kids. I can see which athletes are committed. Right here, I can see which ones are undeclared, so they have not committed yet, and I can see who has declined. That's all you can do now until I flip the switch Tuesday night at 10 p.m. And so either if you're staying up late, you can start seeding Tuesday night after 10 p.m. or all day Wednesday. But there is something specific I have to do, so even if you wanted to try to seed early, you cannot. Because once I flip the switch, parents are no longer able to declare their swimmer. The important thing I'm going to note here is that there are little notes. So if you can see Andrew Gerke down here, there's a little icon next to notes. I'm on my iPad. Usually on a desktop, you can just hover your mouse over it and you'll see the note. But on my iPad, I have to click him. And then I can see, oh, Andrew has a baseball game. Okay, well, that's nice to know. Hope he has a good baseball game. Carolyn Guidi, she is actually unable to do any meet with us because she was a USA swimmer after January 1st. So that's our Tri-Valley League rules. And then if we go over to committed, so it is good even on declined kids to look at it, because sometimes parents will decline them but then put a note saying, well, we might be able to come, and so then it's kind of important to watch it, but neither of those notes, those kids will be coming. But over here, you can see, like Thane here has a note. So if I click on Thane, he has to leave at 11:10, so only the first 2 races. I did clarify with his mom. He can do freestyle and butterfly. So he also can do the relay, so he can do 3 events. But those are very important to note. So you cannot put him in the free relay. He is going to be gone. So make sure that you look at any notes. Logan Smith, he just, as you guys know, he's been in a boot. It's pending doctor's release. So I'm sure Shannon will update us. But he is a tentative still. Lorelai is my daughter, Rory. She has to leave a little early. She cannot be put in free relay, but she's okay to be in the backstroke events. So any events up through backstroke. So that is the first step, is to make sure that you do see the notes. And then I'm going to come back once you can, once it is changed, and what your screen will look like on Wednesday. Okay, now I'm back and I have flipped the switch essentially. And we do the same thing. You go to events, you sign in. You go to events, you see the dual meet, you click edit commitment, and now things are going to look a little different. And when you go to committed athletes, you see this information at the top. And now it's letting you do your entries. It is very important to do it on the committed athletes tab so that you are only putting committed athletes in. I will be doing some double checks on that, but we had some problems 2 years ago where we kept getting kids in who had declined. So as long as you do your seating on this committed athletes tab and not on the others, you should be okay. Rebecca and I handle the undeclared, and if people aren't getting there, following up with them. So we'll be letting you know if there's kids we just haven't heard from. But really all you guys have to focus on is these committed kids and where do I want them to swim. So again, you want to make sure you've kind of looked over the notes for anybody in your age group that you're seeding. And there's different ways you can do this. You can do it, see here, right now it's by athlete. I can go to by event, so I can see the different events that I'm going to seed. I can do it by relay teams, so I can see the different relays. And I don't even know what commitment log is. I wouldn't worry about that. Maybe that's going to show the notes. I don't know. But I usually I look at it by event. So let's say I am seeding the 9-10s. I'm going to go to, and again, this doesn't show the relays. You'd have to go to the relay teams there, but I would start with my 9-10 freestyle. And the first one is the girls, so I'm going to click on it. and I'm going to see my options. And these should be the committed athletes. And again, we still have a lot of kids that aren't committed yet, but these are the ones, and so you can decide who you want to swim it. So I'm going to have, let's say Cambria and Laura swim it, and then you click save at the bottom, but I'm not going to do that. And then you can go on to save and go to the next event if you want to see the boys. And now you're going to see the boys who have committed so far. Again, there'll be more that are still yet to commit, but you can decide then who's going to do it. And so you can just go into each and see if you commit someone to too many events, they can only be in 3 individual. And let's say you put someone in 4 individual, you're going to get an error that comes up when you do it. So that does help if you accidentally put someone in too many things. You can do exhibition swims. So let's say you want Evan to do 3 individual where he's timed and he's competing, but he really wants to do a 4th event. You could do an exhibition swim. We should talk if you want to use a lot of exhibitions, because we don't tend to do a ton of them, but we do allow a few. Usually that's more older kids, and sometimes just really focused younger kids, like Trace has done exhibition swims because he's really into it. That's it. Once you've put the kids in it, usually coaches in the past have kind of focused on their fast ones that are going to get points. And so they're, focused like here on Evan and Grant and making sure they've maximized where they want to put him. And then they kind of look through the rest of the kids and they make sure, okay, well, let me get the other kids who aren't necessarily going to get points, but we want to make sure they get into 3 swims, and then they do that. But whatever works for you, just making sure you get each kid into 3. And then let's just look at the relays. Again, if I go back, sure. So let's submit that because I didn't pick any. Nope. Let's go back again. Okay, relay teams. So now I'm still going to stay with my 9-10s. I've got the medley relay. I'm going to go to manual add, because you want to manually pick which kids, and you've got the 4 and you pick which one goes into which event. And so didn't give me the athletes. Select. That brought up all the kids. So this is where you have to be careful. You can only do the committed swimmers. So up here there's a little box. This is where we always had the problem. You have to click show only committed athletes, and then you want to search. Now it took out the names, and then you need to look. This is gender X, so this is the boys relay. They will show you the girls. You can't put in, as much as Emily would love to swim with the fast boys, you have to put just boys in. Only if we have only 3 boys committed to a meet can we then have a girl swim. But we already have 4, so you have to pick 4 boys and put it in the order. But it does have their times in from the practice meet, so that will help in your seating. Okay, hope this helps.